Hello. Um, I am making the first of my video list reviews for Bring Your Guns, which takes place real soon. And I'm not sure that I'll have time to go through all of the lists, but I will go through some of the ones that I find most interesting. And this first one is for Russell Wright. Russell is a tournament player and from England, who's coming over for this event. And I've actually met Russell before. He was in Poland for the WTC. I don't think we got to hang out that much though, Russell, but we'll make up for it. Russell is bringing a Burma list, and it's one of those lists where I recognize the thought process behind it, because it's pretty much my thought process as well for what will happen in competitive tournaments in this format where so much is allowed. I think we've had basically the same ideas, Russell. Russell, he's running an Indian reinforced British platoon. And being Indian, he can choose to have an extra infantry section of Indian infantry. You find that in the Western Desert book, page 102. Russell has even written down the page. That's very nice. And also the free artillery observer that all Brits get. So he doesn't get the normal British national rules, but he does get 2 free squads, which is very good. The rest of his list is beefed out with some very, very hard infantry, because he has 8-man Gurkha units, and they're not just Gurkhas, they're para-Gurkhas. It's the same thing that I'm doing with my list. Both me and Russell have predicted that there will be a lot of flamethrowers at this tournament, and I think we were right, because looking through the lists I see loads and loads of flamers. And the good thing about an 8-man Gurkha unit, if they're paras, is that they are stubborn. So being hit by a flamethrower doesn't really affect them that much. Yes, they have to take the test, but they're taking the test on a 10, right? Because they have morale 10. They're veterans. And the flamethrower cannot kill the whole unit. You have to have at least 2 flamethrowers to do that, because you can kill a maximum of 7 men if you're a vehicle flamethrower, d6 plus 1, or 6 if you are an infantry-borne team weapon. So the 8-man units are very durable. They can really take some punches, and if your unit is there when the flamethrower attack is over, well, that flamethrower is in for a rough time, isn't it? So, and he has 3 of these 8-man units. 8-man is, for me, the golden point where the units become very good at close combat, but they're not so expensive as a 10-man unit, for instance. So that's really a good middle ground for veteran units, in my opinion. He has an artillery observer with an extra dude. I'm guessing that you're equipping them with SMGs or something. You can tell me, Russell. I won't put it out there, I promise. He also has a medium mortar. Medium mortars have become a favorite of the Danish meta. We're really seeing a lot of those. Regular this time, with spotter. That is how it's been run most of the time. And a sniper team, a regular sniper team, and a flamethrower team. So that is like the teams sorted out. That is pretty standard for what we see in most reinforced lists in Denmark. And I'm guessing that it's the same for the UK. Artillery. Russell is running a 25-pounder, which is a light howitzer, and he uses a spotter. It's cheap, it can do the job, and he now has 2 indirect shots with a medium mortar and a medium howitzer. So it's problematic just staying in one place and going down or whatever, because he will start shooting you, and then he moves up his Gurkhas while he's shooting you with his indirect fire. So not a good idea. The Humber Mark IV is an interesting choice as well. It's an armored car. I think that there are better armored cars, but you can tell me, Russell, why you chose that specific car, because I'm not necessarily seeing it. It's closed top, I think, which that's a benefit. In an armored car, that's a real benefit. And it's only 115 points, which is also kind of cheap. The M3 Lee, which is his tank, is a very good tank. It can split fire. It works perfectly. It's a bit expensive, though. At 220 points, it's an expensive tank. For what we see in the rest of the lists for this Bring Your Guns tournament, we mainly see 8+ darker tanks, right? The Lee is more expensive, but it's a really interesting choice. And a Jeep, I'm guessing, to place a flamethrower team somewhere where it can hurt somebody. So yeah, that's the whole list. That is 1,000 points, and let me see how many ordered dice. Where was it? Russell, 13 ordered dice. So really hardcore infantry, and some interesting artillery options to go along with that. I'm counting the M3 Lee in that pool. So and if we look at my list, you can see that I'm sort of pairing up my Gurkhas, my close combat element of the list, with some ranged Daka, some machine guns. Russell is doing the opposite. He's pairing it up with artillery, which is interesting. I'm really curious to see which one of our lists will work out best. So, yeah, that's my review. Good luck to whoever faces this on the table, because Gurkhas, that's really difficult. A bit of advice for you who face me or Russell: don't go anywhere near close combat, because you're going to get smashed. And that even includes the Japanese. We will cut down most any unit that we face. That's just how the Gurkhas work. Right. Cheers. Bye.